When lost in the way, turn back. The logic had brought me to a cliff's edge, and there was no going back. I stared into the abyss of my own failure. The moral law, that perfect, unyielding standard, was right. And I was not. The universe testified to a power of immense creativity and terrifying impartiality. And I was guilty. The conclusion was inescapable. I stood condemned by the very good I claimed to admire. There was no appeal. An impersonal force does not grant pardons. But then, the grace. It did not come as a feeling, but as a stunning logical revelation that shattered the impasse. The very existence of the moral law, which demanded personality, a mind, a will, meant the power behind it could not be impersonal. The law was not a cold, dead tablet. It was the conversation of a person. And if a person, then he could choose to act. He could provide. The grace I received by faith was this: the somebody behind the universe was not a something. And this somebody had spoken, not just in the conscience, but in history. The Bible revealed that this holy, nail-hard lawgiver was, astoundingly, a father. And he had done the very thing I knew was necessary but impossible. He provided what the law demanded. The law demanded perfect obedience. I received by faith that Jesus Christ, the Son, had lived it. Every good, hard, nails-true act of love, courage, and truth that I had failed to perform, he had accomplished. His life was the positive fulfillment. The law demanded justice for failure. I received by faith that on the cross, he died the death I deserved. He absorbed the negative penalty, satisfying the infinite debt of my rebellion. The law was not ignored, it was fulfilled, its terrible thirst for justice quenched in him. And so, the very thing I could not ask of a force, forgiveness, was now offered to me by a person. A free gift. I was to be let off, not because the law was wrong, but because it was right, and its demands had been met. The grace of forgiveness washed over me, not as a sentiment, but as a legal reality. Pardon had been purchased. The relationship changed entirely. The terrifying, magnificent power was no longer a distant, frightening judge. By faith, I received him as Father. The one who is hard as nails against sin was pierced by nails for the sinner. The same justice that condemned me was the very thing that secured my salvation, for it would not allow his sacrifice to be in vain. The gospel was the answer. I didn't just have a moral law, I had a mediator. The philosophical inquiry had done its job. It had led me to the cliff, showing me I could not fly. And then it pointed to the bridge that was already there, built from the wood of a cross, offered by the person who made the cliff and loved the fool standing on its edge. I stepped onto it. I trusted. And that was faith.